Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, doesn't matter where you're watching from. This is First Daily Sports, and my name is Ben Ugbana, the editor of the platform. I'm here today with Taiwo Ibrahim, he's one of our reporters, and want to thank you for coming in and would appreciate you if you like and share our videos so that more people can see our podcast. Right. Thank you and welcome.
Broken but strong, gotta move on. You're not a bakery.
The biggest news these days is the Premier League champions, Arsenal. I mean, it's been 22 years since they won the trophy. What is it like on the streets?
First we have to say congratulations to Arsenal because it's
Absolutely.
not easy having had to go that long before winning the Premier League title. They've gone through a whole lot. Their fans have moved clubs because humans, if you go 22 years without achieving your most important goal, you might probably want to just maybe just switch off and say, let me focus on other things. But all they did was that they won because this is not for every Arsenal fan. It's for those that stuck with the team when the team was going through issues, when they were bottling consistently, when they were doing all this. So some people stuck. Some say that they're not born to suffer now, so they can
And
they can jack back like that.
talking about people who feel they're not born to suffer. Are there people we know that probably left Arsenal during the difficult period that are looking to come back now?
Well, I think Davido left and he's saying he's planning to come back now because they say failures are not fun. Everybody wants to be part of everything that is successful. So now some of the fans will come back now because they've won. Eventually, they've been able to won that elusive, something that look elusive to them. They've won it now, so people can now hide behind that and say, "Okay, I'm an Arsenal." Even those that are not Arsenal fans can say, "Oh, I'm an Arsenal," because we want to be a part of a winning party.
Exactly.
Yeah, so but you have to give it to Arsenal. They've done a great job. It's not easy in the Premier League. Having to battle with Man City, they've become like a principality in the league, and they've won most titles in the last 10 years. Under Pep, they've won 6. So if you have to wrestle the title away from them, you have to do more than the usual.
It's a lot of work. Talking about people coming back to Arsenal, I'm very sure some persons would become Arsenal fans, like people who are not even interested in football. Initially, they would become Arsenal fans because on the streets, on the radio, on the TV, on newspaper, it's just all about Arsenal, and they deserve it. 22 years, that's not a small thing. Let's talk about Arteta. Arteta came in 2019. How has he improved to this point, 2026?
Well, if you look at when he came in, the team was struggling, no identity. The players they had were more or less like the players that could just be there. No, they had Emery. Emery struggled. In the Europa League final, he lost to Chelsea. In the league, they were fumbling. So they felt like they needed somebody that's part of the system that knows the club. And Arteta fell into that category. He played for almost 5 years, won the FA Cup with them before leaving as a player. So and they saw that he had learned the ropes of managing from Pep. And there's no better man you can learn from other than Pep. So they felt like, let's bring him in. So they brought him in the first year. Struggled a little bit. They won the FA Cup against Chelsea in 2020. So and then in the league they were struggling with consistency. The first 2 years they finished eighth. Subsequent they finished second. They've had 3 times for finishing second. And then now eventually they now won the league. So if you look at the trajectory, you see like this is a team. Some of the key players had to leave. And they had to allow some players leave, the big players then, so that he can build the team according to his own objective, according to his own style. So he sent the likes of Aubameyang and the likes out of the team, brought in his own kind of players, instill his own style into the team. Even though everybody may not like the style, but at least the most important thing is that we want to win. So in the first few seasons, it was a little bit flamboyant. The style was expansive. People were enjoying the football, even though they were not winning stuff. But there was pressure from the top and then pressure from the fans.
That they were
not winning things. You were playing expansive football, you're not winning anything. So I believe he now had to be forced to tweak his style. So let me be more pragmatic, let me be more conservative. And if this can win us trophy, let's do it. Over the last 2 seasons, it seems to be working, but they bottled it 2 seasons ago against Liverpool. They could not take advantage of it. But
I think a whole lot of fans would not like you keep talking about bottling. Just don't say bottling.
You cannot talk about the present without the past.
Without the past, right?
So we have to just pick something from it. Because
the past.
In fact, the pain they've had to go through has actually built something in them to come to this stage.
Right. right. I get you. So there is something I think that only Arsenal could possibly do it. I mean, you just talked about Arsenal trying out other other coaches when Arsene Wenger left, and they didn't give them so much chance to really do stuff. I mean, Arteta started by finishing eighth, on 2 occasions, I think, and then finishing second on 3 occasions. Are there other clubs, big name clubs, of course, that can give a coach that much? Because I feel that they gave Arteta a lot of patience. Like, usually we would hear things like Arteta out,
No, it happened.
What made Arsenal give Arteta that much?
You see, in football, when it comes to clubs giving coaches time, you have to look at the antecedent of the clubs. When he came in, Arsenal were not winning stuff.
Exactly.
So they knew that we cannot go the way of Chelsea, iron and fire every time if we want to really build something worthwhile. So they needed to.
Did you just drag Chelsea?
They are an example of iron and fire. So,
right.
So they needed to bring in somebody that understands the team,
yes,
the club.
Yes.
It's been there. So then what they need to do to achieve whatever goal they had was, okay, let's bring this man in, let's give him all the support he needs. Especially the support in taking out the players he doesn't need.
Yes.
And bring the right players for him.
Yes.
They spent $1 billion over the past 6 years.
About spending, I think Arsenal has not been the big spenders.
But they spent $1 billion.
Yeah, how did they translate from being the very conservative in terms of spending into being that club that really wants to spend?
It was clear that if you really want to win anything worthwhile,
you have to spend.
You have to spend.
Okay.
So if you are not spending, even if you look at the Premier League, for example, it's a very unique league. You look at the likes of Sunderland when they came in from the Division 2 last season. They spent over £100 million. Look at where they are. They are almost in the top 10. They're in the top 10 in the Premier League now.
Yeah.
Look at other teams that are not even a new team in the league that are not spending. You see that they are stuck. So if you want to really go from being average to being superb, you have to spend. And then Arsenal are one of the biggest club in England. So under Wenger, the last few years, they struggled. They were trying to get into the top 4.
Yeah.
They had an objective, which was the top 4. But now, after they changed something in the administrative part, the new owners came in, the new people came in, and they've got a new director, and they changed their style a little bit upstairs.
Yeah.
So he had to translate into the team, which the coach had to know that this is the objective we have. But the players they had then could not give them that objective.
Yeah.
Look at how long it has taken them to win the league. 5 years of Arteta's time.
Yeah.
6 years now.
6 years.
So before they win the league. But look at how much they've spent over those times. There have been times that the fans were calling for his head.
Yeah, they were calling for his head.
They brought to the league under Man City, people were calling for his head.
Yes.
Now you look at his style also. The style doesn't sit with some of the fans. They are still calling for his head. But the most
they want the
important thing is
trophy.
that the trophy.
They want the trophy.
Like I tell people, it's not important how you win.
You just win.
Just win.
Just win.
Nobody will remember how you won the league. They remember that you won the league in so year.
That's the
so
point.
Not everybody can play the Pep way. Not everybody can play the total football. But even I was surprised that Arteta could change their style. Because Arsenal's DNA is this expansive, entertaining football. They play the ball on the ground. They want to play skillfully. They want to play you out till you tire and then take advantage of that. But he has been able to move away from that. Even though for an average football fan, you may not like it. You say it's too negative. You say they are too reliant on set pieces. But the most important thing is that they are getting the maximum points.
And they won the Premier League. They won the Premier League. Let's talk about Arsenal. I mean, there's a whole lot to talk about Arsenal. Arsenal is doing so well. I mean, they are going to be playing PSG in a few days. And that's the Champions League. Do you think Arsenal is capable of doing this?
It's a long call, and it's going to be a tough call for them because playing against the PSG side has dominated Europe since the last 2 seasons.
I mean,
the key players that are doing the job consistently. Inter Milan can bear witness of what we're saying because they got to the final and they were dropped.
My God.
So, and Arsenal, but you could see a little bit of when Inter Milan played this PSG last season. They were also solid defensively. Not that they were bad.
No, they
were
bad.
one of the best defensive teams.
To get to the final is not a joke.
So It's just that when they got to the final, what they expected, it was too much. They couldn't undo
Yeah,
it.
they couldn't.
So PSG took them to the cleaners, started from the first minute, they started getting at them, scored early goals, and then Inter Milan could not get back into the game and eventually won 5 goals to nothing.
Man.
So if you can score 5 goals to nothing against an Inter Milan, Italians are pragmatically known to be a
Defense.
defensive team. So they are very tough defensively.
yes.
But if you go there and play in a final
Yes.
and you beat them 5 goals to
5-0.
nothing,
That's
you know that there must be
you're on
quality
the
in that
class
team
on your own.
of your own. So now Arsenal, defensively too, they are one of the. In fact, they are the side that have kept more clean sheets in the league, in all over Europe this
Yeah,
season.
thanks to
Over
David Raya.
30 something clean sheets. So it's not a. They have this defensive solidity. The defenders are on top of their game. The goalkeeper phenomenal.
Awesome.
But when you're playing against the PSG side, don't forget PSG won the Champions League last season.
Yes.
They are coming off
As
an
defending
season,
champions. Yeah.
defending champions. Their experience. They've been there. That's what it does to you when you win trophies.
And they even have the world best player with
They
them.
have Dembele, they
Yes.
have got Due, they've got a lot of attacking players, midfield, defense. They may not be strong defensively,
Right.
but what they lack defensively, they will give you more of that attack-wise.
So what I've heard you said for the past few minutes is how difficult it would be for Arsenal to dismantle PSG. But I want you to recall that PSG was also very fantastic during the Club World Cup, and they got to the final, and another London club like Chelsea dealt with them. So I don't know. Are you ruling out the possibility
The fact is
of
that, see, of course, football we know.
Yes.
We may not, sometimes it doesn't go the way we wish it goes. But there's why we have the ones that are the favorites. We have, in every
Underdogs.
final, there's underdogs.
So Arsenal
We
are
have
underdogs
favorites.
here?
They are
Right.
obviously the underdogs.
Yeah.
So you know that on paper, you say PSG are the favorites to win this competition
Yes.
based on what they've done.
Yes.
Arsenal, this is their second final since 2006. That's over 20 years. So you know that you're looking at this from this angle. PSG have been to the final since that time. They've been to the final 3 times. They lost one, won the other one, and this is the third final.
Yeah.
So when you look at it, say PSG are more vast. They've won more trophies in the last 5 years.
That's correct.
So those are the factors that you look at. That okay, have they been there before? Have they faced difficulties of
Yeah.
these things before?
Yeah.
Lost to Bayern Munich in 2020 or 2021.
Yeah.
So when you see this thing, and you look at the present crop of the players, PSG may not be solid defensively, but attack-wise, they can take you out.
They can take you
If you
out.
don't get your game plan right defensively, they can hit you on the
Can hit
counter.
you.
And
I
get
agree
something
with
out.
you. I agree with you completely. The truth, the fact that the people who won the title with PSG last season are mostly the people around right now, and so they are coming in with that confidence, coming in with that experience, like you mentioned, to meet an Arsenal side who are believing and hoping that something can come out of it. Well, there's a whole lot that is going to happen in the Champions League final. Champions League final is actually one of the best games, right? That I personally look forward to. I mean, of course, apart from the World Cup, but yeah, we are looking at a very interesting final between PSG and Arsenal. So this is our maiden edition, and we want to thank you for joining us. We are going to be doing a whole lot of podcasts. Join us on a weekly basis, and you will hear a whole lot from us. Thank you so
Broken
much.
but strong, gotta move on. You're not a bakery.